Hi, this is Gary Jones of Full Tilt Poker bringing you final table highlights of event number 9. The game today is No Limit Hold'em. The buy-in was $300 and we had over 5,000 players giving us a prize pool in excess of $1.5 million. First place is going to be taking home $277,000. The 9 players left in, 2 at the top looking very comfortable. Big Dot Pockets, he's up to $7.5 million and Stamdog is at $6.9 million. At the bottom we've got 2 people under a little bit of pressure. FTOPS, he's at $879,000 and X Theory with $658,000. Our first hand has us with blinds of $40,000, $80,000 and a $10,000 running ante. Still not too much movement. The 2 chip leaders are still the 2 chip leaders. Big Dog Packets with about $7.5 million and Stamdog with nearly $7 million. Got a raise on the button here from FTOPS. That's about 2/3 of his chips. Sorry, 1/3 of his chips. Probably going to have him pot committed. Anyone wants to play with him is going to cost him the rest of his chips. A total of about 700,000. Snowman giving it a bit of thought. Yep, he's decided to take him on. 1.4 million. He's moving practically all in. Big Dog Packets possibly with a chance to knock out 2. He's up against 2 players. It's 2s versus Ace Queen versus Jacks. Big Dog looking good right now. Here comes the flop. Ace King Jack. That's 3 Jacks for Big Dog. A 10 needed for FTOPS. All running clubs. That King means he can hit an Ace or a King. 10 no longer any good to him though. Wow, 2 out straight away, and Big Dog Packets is going to be a real force to be reckoned with, nearly 10 million in chips, and we're down to 7. Up to Megas, he makes it 200,000 to play in first position. 2.5 times the big blind. The chip leader. Big Dog Packets. He's re-raised again, $500,000 to play. Seen him do this once already against Stamdog and let it down when someone re-raised him. He's got a caller this time. 1.2 million in the pot. Check from Megas. Quick think by Big Dog, he checks as well. Maybe he's giving Megas a chance to hang himself. Opportunity for a re-raise all in here from Big Dog. Nope, he just decides to call. Gonna take a card off, maybe give Megas a chance to fire again without it. He checks. And Big Dog checks as well. 5s versus 9 Jack. Wow, that's the hand he's re-raising with. He caught the flop and takes up a nice pot. Blinds now 50,000, 100,000. Big Dog been involved in every single pot that we've seen so far, and this no exception. Just over 2.5 times the big blind. Putting the pressure on. The blinds leave him alone, and it's these 2 to the flop. 10 Jack Queen is the flop. About $750,000 in there. About half the pot from Big Dog. Cool. From Wachovia. 3 spades now. Check from Big Dog. Check from Wachovia. And a 4th spade. Big Dog having a think. Makes it about 900,000 to play. And a fold from Wachovia. And he picks up another pot. Restoring his chip lead over 10.5 million. Wow, a big first position raise there from X Theory. Totally pot committing. 848,000. And he's got a caller. It's pocket 9s for Wachovia, Ace King for X Theory, and that's a good flop for X Theory. He makes deuces full of kings, doubles up to 1.8 million, and that's going to put Wachovia under a little bit of pressure, but nothing to panic about just yet. Button raise from Wachovia, 300,000, leaving himself with only 900,000 more. Him and the 2 blinds starting to feel the pinch a little, with about 10 to 15 times the big blind between them. And a re-raise from Megas. Quick call from Wachovia. Ace 6 versus pocket 8s. The 8's in good shape. Doesn't want to see an ace. and with everyone else passing, potentially there wasn't an ace out there. Let's see if Megas can catch one. He caught two, in fact. That's going to put him in good shape. An 8 needed for Wachovia. He's going to be out in 7th. That's 6. Makes aces full and ends the day for Wachovia. He's going to be our 7th place finisher. Pass, pass. Big Dog, as you can see, over 11 million now. Still looking very comfortable and a real nice sizable lead over the rest of the field. Only really Stam Dog able to put him under any kind of pressure. The rest of the players with a maximum of 3 million. 2.1 million from Pocket Rockets, basically saying it's all in if either of the blinds want a call. It's a big, big oversized bet to try and pick up 200,000. But it's going to take a big call from either of the two players, or a big hand. Well, he's got one. It's X Theory with Pocket Nines, in good shape. Just one overcard, but we've seen this once already. And the ace has hit the previous time for Megas. And it hits again here. In fact, it hits aces and 7s. Doesn't make much difference. Still a 9 needed for X Theory. 8s, 5s and 9s are going to give him a straight draw. There's a 9. Wow, fantastic. As long as he doesn't see an ace. Nope, that's X Theory doubling up again. He's up to over 3 million now. And Pocket Rocket's starting to feel the pressure. Blind still at 50 and 100,000. Hasn't needed to go any bigger to put these people to commit their chips. All in from Big Pockets and a quick call from Pocket Rockets, and I'm not surprised. Pocket Queens for him. Just doesn't want to see an ace. I think I've said that before today. Not on the flop. Not this time. So the Queen's looking good right now. 6 also good. And there's an ace on the river. That's the end of Pocket Rockets. He's out in 6th. And Big Dog takes down another pot and another player. Well, the blinds have finally moved up. It's 60,000, 120,000. Big Dog still in great shape. Wow, and a real pot committer there from Laposi. 2.8 million, and once again Big Dog finding a hand, this time 9s, dominating the 3s of Laposi. Hasn't managed to catch anything on the flop. The turn doesn't help much either, and neither does the river. And Big Dog takes down another one, and he's up to over 15 million. Really is looking like a one-horse race right now. Stam Dog, I think, looks like he's kind of happy to go heads up and then take a chance. But here's Big Dog trying once again to knock out another player. He catches the jack but needs to catch a king or a jack on the turn or river. Otherwise Megas is going to double up. That 8 changes nothing, neither does the 7. And for once Big Dog doesn't manage to knock someone out. Here we go, the 2 chip leaders. Stam Dog just making up the blinds. Re-raise from Big Dog. So the 2 chip leaders are going to clash. This is good news for the other 2 sitting on the sidelines. Maybe a chance for them to move up the prize money if Big Dog can knock out Stam Dog. Just over half the pot bet. Stam Dog to act. He's re-raised. Shows he's not going to be pushed around here by Big Dog. Well, at least that's what he's saying, but he's got a caller. He might not like that much. And he's probably not going to like that 8 unless he's sitting on clubs. He checks. A full pot commit from Big Dog. Would have been a great spot if Stam Dog was sitting there laying a trap. He's giving it some thought. If he's got a king and a king of clubs in his hand, he might make this call. Big decision, a lot of money riding here. Big difference between 4th and say 2nd. If he's waiting this long, he's probably going to pass. But I've been known to be wrong in this spot before. We really must have caught some of this flop to be thinking for this long. He's made the call. 3 5s, I'm not surprised. But he's made a straight on the end there, Big Dog. And that's the end of Stam Dog. Wow, with 3 players left, Stam Dog out in 4th. I can't really see much challenging Big Dog here. Not unless Megas can double up pretty quickly. He had to get lucky, but he did manage to find a big hand when he knocked out Stem Dog. Up and down and a flush draw. What he was doing calling the re-raise on the flop, I have no idea. Obviously he knew what was coming, sign of a good player. Re-raise from Megas, call from Big Dog. Ace-Jack taking on the 9s, and once again Big Dog catches the card he needs. Just doesn't want to see a 9 or running cards to make a straight. That gives him a straight draw, 10s and 9s, but not enough. And Big Dog takes out another play. It's pretty well a one-man show so far today, and we're heads up. And what a massive chip lead Big Dog's managed to get here. Be a hell of a comeback if X Theory can win this. But right now you'd have to put your money on Big Dogs. He's laid a trap there, X Theory. He's got his man. Doesn't want to see a 9, of course. Not on this flop. But Jack's still looking pretty good. Queen, still only a 9 going to save him. That's not it. So X Theory gets quite a soft double up there. Jacks versus the 7-8. Let's see if X Theory wants to keep laying these traps. That Big Dog committing too many of his chips too quickly. He's done it again. Moved all in, trying to win a fairly small pot with a very, very big bet. We've already seen him do something similar with 7-8. Probably doesn't need too much to actually call this bet. Well, he's made the call, and it's a good call. King Queen against King 9. They both caught the flop. The King Queen still out in front. 2 cards left in the deck. That's pretty well ended this. And another double up for X Theory. And Big Dog's really not playing this one too smart. He's just putting the pressure on and making the bets too large. Obviously it's worked for a while. We've seen X Theory down to nearly 4 million. And a commit from Big Dog and a call from X Theory. This time he's caught the king. Jacks or ace needed for X Theory, or this one's all over. Otherwise he's right back in it. That 9 doesn't change much, and neither does the 8, and that's a win for Big Dog. It was always kind of looking like his tournament. So we see Big Dog, who pretty well ran this entire final table, taking home 277,000. He had to catch some cards, but you've got to say he certainly played for first prize. X Theory managed to hang on in there for 168,000, and FTDA still took home over $20,000. Main event still to come, November the 16th. Play your satellites now, and who knows, maybe you could be taking home some of the $2.5 million in guaranteed prize money. I'm Gary Jones for Full Tilt Poker.